Can't believe I'm meeting you guys. Thomas and Jeremy from the Cybrary videos.
Yeah, I was going to tell you. I mean, obviously, we like to keep it weird. You've seen some of our videos.
I loved it. I loved it.
Welcome to the Cybrary Podcast.
Well, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Well, welcome back.
Welcome, everybody. I'm Ryan Corey, CEO and co-founder of Cybrary, and I'm excited for you to join us on today's episode. Let's jump in.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Cybrary Podcast. We have a very special guest today. For those of you who have taken security awareness training, this guy will definitely be front of your mind. Today, I am speaking to Drew Freed, the guy behind Human Error. How you doing today, Drew?
Hey, great, Thomas. How are you?
Doing very well. Thank you for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Very excited to talk to you. So thank you again for coming on and talking with us.
No problem, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I mean, first question out of the gate. I mean, how did you get started as Human Error? How did that kind of happen?
Well, I was doing comedy in New York City. I was very active at the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater in New York and bartending. And one of my regulars at the bar actually was one of the first producers of the first, I guess, wave of training videos. And he came in and we were talking, and I was telling him, you know, some of these shows I was doing at UCB, and he I guess he didn't know that I was involved at UCB, and he was like, you know, I have a role right now that we're casting for Human Error, the embodiment of all human error in the workplace, and you look perfect. You're exactly what we imagined for the role, because my hair was starting to get long. It wasn't quite this long, but you know, I was an unkempt.
Yeah, I think
I was an unkempt person already. So he invited me to come in and audition, and that was the rest was history. So then the first day that we shot, actually, that the robe and the pajama bottoms were my own articles of clothing. It was like super low budget, no big deal, you know, a couple $100 come bring whatever. If you have a bathrobe, bring it. If you have pajama bottoms, bring them. And that's how it happened.
Yeah, it's funny that you kind of came up with like what now is like the signature look of your character, and now you probably have to wear those things.
Yeah,
you know?
Totally. We made like, you know, I don't know, 5 or 6 videos, and then I left it at my sister's house in Connecticut, I think. And at one point she called me and she's like, can I throw this burgundy bathrobe out? And I was like, nah, probably. I don't know. They might want to do another video or something. Who knows? So, thank God I didn't do that.
That's funny. Do you now have like a whole, like, are you a superhero? Do you just have a closet wardrobe full of, you know, that bathrobe and Human Error shirts?
Sort of. It's building. I've always wanted a Human Error layer. You know, maybe next contract or something. That's what I'll ask for. But it's growing. So now I have a more lightweight one for hotter weather, because you know there's a couple of times where I nearly passed out. You know, I walked around Dubai in the burgundy robe, for example, and it would get really hot. So I have a lighter weight one and a short sleeved one, actually.
Okay.
That I wore.
Very classy.
Yeah, very classy.
So, I mean, before taking on the Human Error role, did you know anything about cybersecurity, or was it just it was just the next gig kind of?
I still don't know very much about cybersecurity. No, I didn't know a lot. I was a sucker for a lot of scams. Probably had, you know, viruses, malware, you name it, on my devices. I was always signing up for a free iPad or laptop via text, you know, smishing attacks. No, I didn't know anything. About it.
Yeah, I mean, now, the other day when we were talking, I thought it was funny that now you said that you're like the go-to IT person for, you know, some of your friends and family. That, you know, has a lot just kind of rubbed off on you, just kind of filming these episodes, you just kind of pick some stuff up? Or?
Yeah, I think naturally, you know, just from repeating learning those lines and repeating those, what not to do over and over again. I've learned, like, people that watch the videos at work, just the repetition of hearing those things over and over. I'm just naturally inclined to be suspicious of strange links.
Yeah.
You
never know what you're going to be sent, or, it's definitely a different kind of mindset. And I mean, the videos go into kind of everything. Even somebody asked me today, do you just slam the door in everybody's face now? Like, you don't let anybody tailgate you anywhere anymore?
Yeah, right. I mean, even that one, I'm just between you and me.
Okay.
I don't think I'd ever be able to shut the door on somebody.
Yeah.
I think there's a Seinfeld episode about that, actually, isn't there?
Yeah, where
Jerry doesn't let somebody in the building.
Yeah, and it ends up being his neighbor that he's like, I've lived there for 10 years or something. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah, I mean, I worked at a company previously where you had to badge in every time to get in, and they stated, like, close the door behind you, even if somebody is walking up, like, close it behind you. And it was just such an awkward, like, sorry, like, I have to, like, you felt, like.
Yeah, that's one of the many places that Human Error and I, we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Just let them in.
Yeah. So
what are we in, spy games? Is this Mission Impossible? They look nice. Let them in.
Yeah. He's dressed nice. He's wearing a tie. He's wearing a suit.
Do they have kind eyes?
Mm-hmm.
Let them in.
Yeah, that's kind eyes. That's definitely good. I'm gonna.
Bad actors don't have kind eyes.
No, not at all. So, I mean, you kind of touched on it. Is there a lot of similarities you would say between you and your character?
Yes, I would say, there's more similarities than there are differences. I would say. I've always been a bit of a rule bender, a bit of a rule breaker, especially unwritten rules. I was thinking about that the other day. I've just always, there was something very attractive to the Human Error character for me, especially at first. And then as it went on to me going to, surprising companies or doing man on the street stuff in the robe, there's some part of me that, for lack of a better phrase, gets off on just breaking social norms.
Yeah.
It's just like, why can't I? What is so different about this clothing when you really think about it, just on like a very basic level? Like, it's just a long shirt.
Yep.
With a rope in it.
Yeah.
And some people just like can't compute it.
Yeah. It's too much.
Yeah. There's something I really like about that. Just, putting people on edge or coloring outside the lines, I guess. So that part of the character and myself are very similar.
Yeah, I mean, it seems, a lot of fun. It seems like pretty, I don't know how much of it is improv. And I guess that you probably, you go back to your UCB roots and stuff like that, pulling, but is a lot of it improv, or is it, mostly, you just say what's written?
Well, in the training modules themselves, it used to be a little bit more improv. I guess the percentage of improv was higher. And then as it's gotten bigger and it's, the company was acquired by Mimecast and, it's just more widely distributed. It's become a bigger thing just by the nature of that. There's less just because there's so many episodes to shoot. The productions have gotten bigger. The locations have gotten more expensive. So time is money.
Yeah.
Basically. And we don't have time really to goof around. Like we'll get a couple improv takes, and improvised lines are still used, but I would say not as much as maybe in the beginning. But no, there's still room for fun. And then in the, the extracurricular stuff, I would call it, I guess, man on the street. And, of course, when I'm like unleashed when I do a client visit and I walk around a company that watches the videos, that's obviously, I'm just off the top of my head coming up with whatever.
Yeah. And that's got to be a weird thing, because you are, you're 100% a celebrity in our space. Like I told you, offline that, I told people today that I was interviewing you, and people were freaking out and losing their minds, like waiting by the elevator thinking that you were coming into the office today. Is that, how odd is that to just be kind of have an entire group of people just get super excited about you.
It's cool. I call it C-level celebrity.
Yeah.
C-list, I guess you would say, so for cyber. But it's awesome. It's like, it's kind of like the dream on on a kind of a smaller scale, but but it's also kind of weird because it's such a small sector or segment, I guess, sometimes now I'm in my head too, because like when I was in Australia, I got recognized a few times, but also I get recognized more in the costume. When I'm in wardrobe, I get recognized.
For sure.
Which gets into my head because then when I'm just normal me, I'll see someone like looking at me or so. Every time I see someone looking at me, which just happens in life, someone will catch someone
usually,
but every time now in my head, I'm like, oh, they
know.
work for a company. They watch the cybersecurity videos. They're trying to figure out who I am or where,
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's cool, man. It's cool playing celebrity, especially at like cyber security conferences. And
yeah, I mean, I told you the other day, I saw you at Black Hat 2019, I guess it was. I was coming down an escalator and you were about to come up it, and there was just a crowd of people following you and like taking pictures. And I just remember thinking to myself like that like it must be awesome to be that guy. Like,
no, it's incredible. I mean, it's an ego boost for sure. Taking pictures with people and it's fun playing celebrity.
Yeah, and especially to be like, for it being a fun character and for something that like, I mean, usually security training videos and something are extremely boring. They're usually very close to being out of date, and they're not trying to be funny or anything, or it's just slides that you click through and, check a box like, yep, I read them. So like, it's just a completely different thing that people hadn't seen before. And I think that's why so many people kind of embrace it.
Yeah, for sure. It's like a movie on an airplane or a like Bill Nye the Science Guy. Or like a when you watch a movie in school, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just the fact, it doesn't have to be the greatest movie in the world. Just the fact that you get to watch it in school and you don't have to, you know what I mean? It's like that.
Yeah, when the teacher rolled in that TV with the VCR and the thing, you knew it was going to be a good day. And kind of like we said, being on a plane, it's like, I can't go anywhere. This is what I'm watching. And so, even a terrible movie can be elevated to something great. And so if you're expecting regular, boring training, and then we get to, tune into you and Doug and everybody else,
Yeah. By comparison, it's just, it's really struck people, I think. And people, I think it's an expectation thing too. People go into it with kind of that expectation you were just speaking to. And then when they actually enjoy it, actually have a laugh, it just makes it that much better.
Yeah.
People really connect with it.
Now, I mean, it seems, I was just kind of rewatching some of the videos and stuff, and, do you guys shoot in New York, or was that where you were originally shooting?
Yeah, we've shot pretty much every season up until recently. Everyone's remote, obviously. But yeah, every season's been shot in New York.
Okay.
So.
Did you know like some of the cast like previously at all? Had you guys run into each other anywhere in New York or?
Yeah. Yep. A lot of the cast is sketch comedians and improvisers from New York City. So there's a lot of people that knew each other, or at least knew of each other, seen each other's shows. And there's a few cast members that are not from the comedy background, that are more serious actors. But I think a lot of us did know each other. And I think you can tell too, like that's where a lot of the fun comes from. We're all kind of on the same wavelength. So
yeah, I think you can definitely tell. Like I hope you and Doug are friends in real life, because like it seems like he's in the most episode, which I have another question about. But like, yeah, I think you can just see it come through that there's some type of relationship between everybody. Just everything seems smooth and everybody just kind of seems to be having a good time.
Yeah, Doug, his name is Michael Delisle. he and I have become really good. We kind of knew of each other going into it, but have since, from working together on that, have become good friends. We ended up doing a couple shows together at UCB as a result of getting to know each other on doing the training videos. I call him Doug, actually, in real life. I can't stop calling him Doug. He's just Doug.
Yeah.
Michael, he doesn't look like a Michael. He looks like a Doug.
Yeah. My brother's name is Doug. So every time I see it, it's just like Doug.
Yeah. Perfect.
I definitely get it. Yeah.
It's a perfect name for that character.
Yes.
And that person in real life.
Yeah. Now poor Doug, it seems like it's always his fault. Every episode, it's always Doug's fault. Is that on purpose, just because like you and Doug work together well, or I know Jan, like, who's writing them and stuff, does he just do that on purpose, or Doug's just the lowest common denominator?
I don't think he does it on purpose. In fact, I think he's probably made an effort, especially more recently, to spread it around a little bit. But it's just it's just like if this works, don't break it kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I butchered that. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Fix it. Yeah.
Yes. But yeah, it's just his face, when the look he gives when he's done something wrong, just that nothing behind the eyes, but yet with the twinkle look that Doug has. I don't know. He's just fun. He's just fun to pick on. It's just, I think it happened naturally.
Yeah. Safe to
made
say
everybody laugh. And so you just keep doing the funny thing,
Yeah. Safe to say Doug's your favorite character? Besides yourself, of course.
Yeah, of course. I don't know. I haven't really thought about that too much. I would say probably, yeah. Push comes to shove, as they say. I would maybe pick Doug. But I like Felix a lot. I like everybody. Everybody's good for their own reason,
Kind of what you're saying is starting to spread out. Like I said, I was watching just a couple of the episodes, and 4 or 5 of them, it's somebody else's fault that something happens, and each person kind of gets their own little highlights. And there's one I was watching, everybody was on the phone, and it just kind of went to each person who had their own little joke, and I was like, yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
Like,
everybody's capable of it.
Yeah.
Everybody is subject to human error.
Yeah.
At some point,
Yeah.
So.
I do it all of the time. And now I have like an avatar in my head when I think of like, it used to be, Jiminy Cricket or whatever, your conscience or something. But, now I have you popping in my head when I'm about to make a terrible decision. You're like, it's fine. It'll be fine.
That's great. I don't know. That makes me happy.
Yeah. Now, do you have is there an episode or something that you had that is your favorite, or just like a particular skit or something that you really enjoyed doing?
I do really like it's a easy one to go to, but the free cruise for 2, playing video games with Doug.
Mm-hmm.
Just because it was outside of the office. I like getting out of the office.
Yeah.
I feel like human error gets more powerful outside of the office. 'Cause people's defenses are lowered, and
you're not expecting it.
That's kind of an in-character answer, but no, but yeah, playing video games and eating animal crackers. I ate a lot of animal crackers for that one, and it had been a long time since I had an animal cracker, and they're really good. But then I haven't had them since because I ate so many of them.
Yeah.
But no, I really like that one. The milk. I like the sour milk.
Yep.
I like that moment.
Yeah. I got asked today did you really drink sour milk? Is that a real thing?
No, that was acting.
Hollywood. Okay.
Yes. No, it wasn't actually sour. But I just like that joke. Yeah. I think that's funny.
Yeah.
That human error likes bad milk, likes that it's bad, likes that he doesn't like it. It's funny.
It grows on me,
Yeah. So, I would say those.
Okay. Any
rollerblading? Have you seen that one?
Oh,
I'm rollerblading in the park.
I think so. And I just found out today there's also cartoon episodes.
Yes.
I think those are based more on DevSecOps, which is what our VP of engineering told me. So we don't get those ones, but how much fun or different are those ones to do?
That's been really cool. Just to see the whole thing come together, see it from like drawings to, basic animation, and then the levels of like polishing it into what looks like a cartoon that could be on TV.
Yeah.
It's just really cool. It all takes place on Mars, which is really interesting. It's like the first colonization on Mars, which is like stuff I'm kind of into in real life. So that's fun. But yeah, just to see myself as a cartoon character. That's been one really cool thing about this gig in general. It's just I've been turned into a bobblehead. All these bucket list things have been checked as a result of this. Now I'm a cartoon character. But yeah, that's really cool. And I think you will see them actually. It started out as DevSecOps, but because of the pandemic, we've actually started to do, I think, some just like, regular standard training videos.
Yeah, especially
in the same world. So yeah, you should see them.
Okay.
Eventually.
Yeah, especially with the pandemic, I would assume like it's just you going to like a recording booth or something, one person at a time. So, you can kind of do those production things.
That would be cool, but it's been me like figuring out how to make my own recording studio. Mostly. They sent me this microphone.
Oh, Blue Yeti, those are nice.
Yeah, it's really nice. So that was a nice little perk that I got. They sent me that, and then I have some foam pads, and I just kind of set it up. I've slowly learned how to do.
If you ever need any tips, Jeremy will be happy.
Jeremy, let's hear that voice.
Oh wow, I'm on the podcast.
Yeah. You want to throw in a question, Jeremy, while you're here?
You sound great.
Yeah, you do sound good.
This is the Intel MacBook Pro computer mic. So this is fancy technology here.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I actually was curious if I don't know how much you can talk about this, or I don't know how much time you put into human error like in your career, but do you have any other gigs, or are you acting in films and other type of things, or?
Yes. Good question, Jeremy.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Thank you very much. I don't know. I'd like to think you're up there in the cloud. I've done a couple other things, commercials. I was in a Popeyes commercial. Picky pepper picking produces perfect Popeyes, I think was my line.
Wow.
I was in an episode I got cast in an episode of Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt. They cut my line, but if you watch season 3, episode 1, you can see me in the background in the kitchen talking to Fred Armisen. Fred Armisen's character, I think he plays, what's that guy's name? Anybody? Jeremy, you watch Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt? Thomas, you watch Unbreakable?
Yep.
Who does
Jeremy, pull up IMDb.
Who does Fred Armisen play? And anyway, that character is showing me pictures in the kitchen.
Okay.
And then I've been in a couple indie films. One that's just come out recently, but I'm COVID's kind of messed up the release of a few of these. But I think one, Adventures in Success, is a fully improvised. Well, not fully improvised, but most of the dialogue was improvised, kind of like a Best in Show style, but it's nothing like Best in Show. It's super weird and in a good way. I'm actually excited about it. I'm not sure where it's premiering, but that's coming out soon. So yeah, short answer is yes. I'm always trying to do other stuff. I'm not, just human error, but human error has become, my main squeeze.
Got you. Appreciate you for answering that. By the way, Fred Armisen looks like he plays Robert Durst.
That's it. Yeah, Robert Durst. So he's super weird. Robert Durst showing me pictures of like dead animals or something in the kitchen. Yeah. Like, I'm in Kimmy Schmidt's kitchen, the show that I watched. Like it was just like It
Yeah,
was
it's got to be
wild,
kind
with a
of,
guy that I really idolize and admire.
yeah,
uh,
got to
Playing
be
that
a little
super weird.
surreal.
Yeah,
For
totally,
sure.
totally.
Kind of like this conversation right now, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it
Um,
really is. Can't believe I'm meeting you guys. Thomas
yeah.
and Jeremy from the Cybrary videos.
Yeah, I was going to tell you. I
Yeah.
mean, obviously, we like to keep it weird. You've seen some of our
I
videos.
loved it. I loved it.
Yeah,
And the
what
production value of the Halloween one with the makeup. I mean, it
yeah,
looked good.
yeah, it's, I mean, I was telling you, I mean, so crazy that all of it, I mean, it was all just people who work here. I mean, makeup was done by, somebody on our marketing team, filmed the entire thing with my phone. So it's
Yeah.
all done with, my iPhone on just a gimbal that I had.
It's not about, it's
but
the shots though,
yeah,
the angles and the
yeah.
jerky movements.
Yeah, what you can't hear is me heavy breathing, sprinting after, Shelby in the parking lot and stuff, as we're trying to get some
You
of
should have
that
left
stuff.
that in there.
That's all you
Yeah.
need. But
No, it was great. I really enjoyed it. And Jeremy, I told you this before we started, but man, scarf guy. I don't know if he had a name, but
Chad.
Chad, yeah.
Classic name, classic comedy name, Chad. I really like Scarf Guy and Shakespeare. You did Shakespeare too, right?
Yeah, that was part of Chad's character, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
A little cringe, in my honest opinion, but it was
Nah.
fun. It was fun.
Yeah, it turned
Yeah, it
out
was
great,
awesome.
Jeremy.
It was really fun, man. You cracked me up for real.
I
I'm gonna have to-
appreciate it.
I'm gonna have to rewatch that right after this because I love that part.
Yeah, you should do like a, DVD bonus features where you
Oh.
talk about it.
Yeah,
Go back through and talk about it.
Yeah, we do have we started like a blooper reel at some point. But it's just, since we had to stop production because COVID and stuff, it just kind of got buried under other things, but definitely need to go back and bring that back out for everybody because there's some funny parts in there for sure.
I really like just the spokesperson, looking for a spokesperson gag.
Yeah, I mean, like I could easily say, I mean, there's definitely some, lines that go from watching human error stuff to figuring that out. It's like, oh, we need somebody who represents us, but what would we want it to look like? And yeah, it turned into Chad, and then
it's just a fun ongoing. And then when, oh man, I laughed very hard when you found somebody, I don't remember her name, who was perfectly suitable for the position, said everything very well.
Yeah.
And they didn't like her. You were like kind of mean to her.
Oh yeah.
that was really funny.
Yeah.
But if I ever get to Cybrary as Human Air, I think we should definitely do one where Human Air comes in and auditions for the Cybrary.
Yeah, it'll be like the best audition ever, and then somehow it didn't get recorded or something. Yeah, that'd be
figure
great.
it out.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll add that to my bucket list right now.
Cool. Cool. Everyone should have a bucket list.
Yeah, for sure. Well, going back to Human Air and y'all's recording, is there any like crazy behind the scenes stuff that people that has happened, or stuff that just happens kind of behind the scenes that people just don't know or think about that you can share?
The first thing that came to my head was in an earlier season, I had to crouch down. I'm always crouching down
and eating as well.
When you see me, yes. And that's kind of gone, continuity's always difficult with the eating. So,
Yep.
Like as I was saying about the improv, just time is money and the production, values going up. I don't eat quite as much because of that, shooting around continuity, or always having to remember when I put something in my mouth. But just the hopping up, I'm always in some weird, it's uncomfortable position. It looks like I'm just I'm on like I'm performing at the Super Bowl halftime show or something. I'm just
coming out from underground.
Yeah, on like some hydraulic lift, but I'm actually like, Houdini or some yogi master all folded up behind something or in something and popping up. But I did it on the side of the street. I had to hide behind someone in New York, and the original robe that was the robe for like 3 years without being switched out or washed, frankly. Got dipped in just a New York puddle. Just a real disgusting
forever unclean
puddle. Yeah. And I didn't want, it was pretty gross, and it had stink to it for a while there. So I don't know why that popped into my head. What else? What was the question exactly? Crazy things that have happened?
Any like behind the scenes stuff. Like when we were talking to, Jan, the guy who writes most of these episodes, he was saying that there was one, I think it was the GDPR video where it's like a rap battle kind of thing that you were like dancing around on like some part. And he's like, yeah, eventually we figured out like, we can't let you do it since like you're human error. Like we got to be more careful with what you do. You can't get hurt. You're the talent.
Right. A big idol of mine is Jackie Chan, and who famously does all of his own stunts.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. Maybe not quite as athletic as Jackie Chan. It's never been really tested, but I'm the kind of guy that watches like Ninja Warrior and assumes I can do everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I haven't gotten hurt yet, but yeah, there's been a couple of times where there's been, a little fight on set between Jan's always on my Jan's, I should probably talk to him about this now that I'm thinking about it. Like he's always totally willing to let me do whatever.
Yeah.
I think, but yeah, so rollerblading, there was a big discussion one time about me rollerblading in some scene that they were worried I was going to get hurt. I wanted to jump over a bench. I don't know if that made it in or not.
Like Brink style, if you ever saw Brink back
no. What's Brink?
I think it's like a Disney Channel movie, but it's like about
I love it already.
Yeah, it's about like a guy who moves and then he's I'm pretty sure just like inline skater. And then
you thinking of Airborne?
No, like I'm there.
Do you know Airborne?
Yeah.
Okay.
Airborne, is that the guy where he was like a surfer or something and then he turns into a skater? Is that the one with Seth Green in it?
Yeah, Seth Green, Jack Black. If you haven't seen Airborne, you have to see it. It's like right in that, prime era of filmmaking, early 90s, extreme sports.
So many classics.
Oh man. Airborne's great though. What's his name? He's got a great name. The character.
Jeremy.
Young
Jeremy.
Jeremy. Can you?
I'm sorry. I'm looking it up.
I can see him furiously Googling through the window.
Goosen.
Shane McDermott looks like the actor.
That's the actor.
You're looking for the character name?
Yeah. This is so unimportant. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This much time.
Whoever's listening just for cybersecurity stuff, you can just hit that.
Whatever. Mitchell Goosen.
Mitchell Goosen. Oh,
there we go.
Mitch.
And they race down the devil's backbone.
Yeah.
At the end of the movie.
Yeah, it's him, and then he's against the guy who played the Black Power Ranger. I can't remember that actor's name.
Did he? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Talking about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they have this weird set of rules, like where depending on what side you're on, the first 3 guys to finish.
Yeah.
It's complicated, but it's a great movie. You have to check it out. I won't waste any more time on it, but you have to see it. If you're in cybersecurity and you haven't seen Rollerblade movie Airborne,
Yeah. You got time in your day, pause the podcast, go download Airborne, rent it from wherever you can.
Yes.
Time well spent for sure.
100%.
So you'd mentioned that.
How do we get? Oh yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah, we talked about you roller skating. That's how we got there.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I know you've traveled like around. Jan sent me those videos when you guys went to the Mimecast stadium was it Melbourne? Now for the rugby team.
Yep. That was another famous human error stunt. I got tackled by a professional rugby player at their stadium, the Melbourne Rebels.
Yeah. Are you
at
okay?
Their stadium. I'm fine. Yeah.
Is he okay?
I cracked my back though.
Oh.
It was a nice one.
Oh, a good one of the. Okay.
I did the same thing, the same sort of video at Gillette Stadium where the Patriots play in Massachusetts. And for that one, that was a totally different experience because Kyle Van Noy, great linebacker, won the Super Bowl with that team that year. Was drafted by the Detroit Lions, who I'm a fan of, sidebar. Anyway, he had like a team of people that wanted to make sure he didn't get hurt. Like, I wasn't allowed to hit Kyle Van Noy. So we had to like shoot it in this way where I'd run up to him and then see him out of the corner of my eye and just barely touch him. And I'd throw myself back as if he leveled me. The rugby player in Melbourne, they had no problems with hitting me.
Hitting you. Yeah.
I told him, just go for it. I don't care, and yeah, he just, he hit me for real.
And yeah, I
and it
mean,
was great.
you mentioned getting like recognized there. And I mean, you mentioned being in Dubai as well. Like, are those the weirdest places you've been recognized, just kind of walking around, or, are you in costume when that happens, or in wardrobe?
Yeah. I mean, walking around Dubai in a bathrobe was,
I bet you get a lot of
insane.
looks.
Yes. A lot of looks. And performing I was at GITEX, I think it's called, cybersecurity conference in Dubai, and they were having me, perform as the human heir. And it was just a totally different experience, and there's language barriers and stuff too. Like, there's people watching the presentation, taking everything I said as if I was like saying it for real.
Oh, serious?
a lot of human air speak, is like
sarcasm and stuff like that.
Right. The comedy is that I'm saying the absolute wrong thing to do.
Yeah.
As if, in the tone that I'm trying to educate you to do the right thing. So, that was weird. There's a joke where I put a tattoo on my forearm. I tattoo my password on my forearm. I'm like, write it down, store it in your phone, tattoo it. And I, apparently, there's a big, like, tattoos are a big no in some cultures. I think in Saudi Arabia. So I did that. I've performed that maybe 6 or 7 times before someone told me, you might not want to do the
know your audience
the tattoo part. And I was like, oh, cool. Good to know. I was wondering why that joke wasn't crushing, So yeah, that's wild. But yeah, and then going into businesses, just it's like a totally different place. Culturally, it's just, different. Human air always feels like a fish out of water, no matter where I am. Just a guy in a bathrobe anywhere is, jarring to people and makes me sometimes feel uncomfortable. But there was just, heightened. And then, to go into these businesses, go up some, super tall building and walk into a place and have these people that live so far away and just a very different culture recognize me as this character and want to take a picture with me is just like, mind blowing and really cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny. I mean, at Halloween, I guess 2 years ago, somebody dressed up as you for our office. Like, Halloween just came in dressed up as human air, and like everybody's like, that's the best costume. That's like the greatest one. So I'm sure you see people in human air shirts all the time.
Yeah. I've been sent some pictures. Actually, someone dressed up as human air for Halloween. I got sent the picture, and they actually had a goatee, like you guys had in the Breaking Bad episode.
The like
an orange beard drawn onto their face. That's always fun to see.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes the low tech way is the best way. Just the
totally.
It doesn't need to look great.
Yeah.
But it needs to look great.
Right. The worse it looks, the funnier it is, the better the costume is. Etc. But it's really flattering, bizarre, to see, this thing that, like, honestly was just like such a small gig. Did not, thought it was like a weekend thing. Did not expect to do many more videos. I knew that they were like, keep the robe, just in case we might do a few more of these, but never expected to, wakeboard in the robe in the Persian Gulf.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, there's a video of me wakeboarding as human air in the Persian Gulf, robes soaked in salt water. It's just been crazy.
Yeah. Guessing you knew how to wakeboard beforehand?
I told everyone I did because I just wanted to do it. I was like, yeah, I could do that. And I had, a couple times in my youth, but it had been a while. And luckily with proper instruction. The guy was really good about describing what I needed to do to stand up, and I was able to do it. But they wanted to keep shooting my arm. I had no arm strength for it. It's really an upper body workout.
I mean, wakeboarding, you have to, it's like constant pressure. And plus, if you're dragging a robe behind you that's filling up with water, like, it's going to get heavy quickly.
It's tough. Yeah. So it was like the best and worst day of my life, because Jan kept wanting me to go again, wanted to see another. Yeah. We just need one more shot. We're going to do it. My arms are killing me. But there was, a part of my brain the whole time that was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
This is pretty cool.
Just to have a picture of yourself in the human air outfit wakeboarding's got to be pretty.
For the gram. Yeah.
Yeah. For the gram. Yeah.
Pretty cool. A lot of cred.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So, like I said earlier, I told the Cybrary team you were coming in today, and people were freaking out. I got flooded with questions. So I was wondering if I could just go down, kind of rapid fire some questions at you, and see what what we can come up with.
Heck yeah, let's do
it. Where are you from?
I am from Grand Rapids, Michigan. I was born in Grand Rapids, conceived in Hawaii, in Kailua, Hawaii.
Okay.
Fun fact. The reason I say that is because my mom told me that the other day. I didn't ask.
Top of your mind.
Just offer that information.
Yeah,
so.
One of those momisms, where it's just like, make sure to look both ways. Like, okay.
You were conceived in Hawaii.
Yeah.
So, okay. You should go there. You should go to that resort. I was like,
yeah.
That's weird. Sorry, I shouldn't have offered that information. Conceived in Hawaii, born in Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Grand Rapids, okay. We have some Michigan people around the office.
Oh yeah, sweet. America's high five.
Yep. Yeah.
I like to call it Canada's Florida.
Yes, I understand it from Texas, and Oklahoma is Texas's hat. So.
Hey, there you go. Yeah, every state's got something, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Some are more stretches than others.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's see. So I think you already said, but did you get to pick your signature look? Hair, wardrobe, all that stuff. Is that just all you?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I picked it. It's just like I was frozen in time. It's like that's kind of how I looked when the gig started.
Yeah.
And that's the stuff I brought to wear for the first shoot. And then it worked. So I just kind of got stuck.
Yeah. Are you now
like that?
Are you now contractually obligated like Jon Snow? You can't cut your hair or anything. You just got to keep it going.
My contract just ran out. So technically I have a haircut tonight at 5:00.
Oh, okay.
Just for your information. I was thinking about calling him and being like, I'm going to shave it. How much,
Yeah.
How much to not shave my head bald. But but usually, yes, I'm contractually obligated to resemble closely the character.
Yourself.
Yeah, myself.
Yeah,
exactly. Myself from 2016 or 2015, whenever it was.
Yeah. What keeps human error up at night?
What keeps human error up at night? Not education. People learning the right thing. People getting privy to the scams.
Yeah.
People living in fear, looking over their shoulder, making sure no one's looking over their shoulder, kind of thing.
Yeah.
This fear-based society keeps human error up.
Yeah. Keeps them on his toes.
I'm slipping into like a really like hippy dippy version of human error right now, but yeah, man. People not trusting each other anymore,
Yeah, I would definitely say that keeps human error. I mean, he's the most trusting person.
Yeah. Just click it, baby.
Yeah, just click it. Just let him in. He's
yeah. That's, what, that's actually a cool thing I think about human errors. And then one of the reasons he's so powerful is that, the traits that make people, susceptible to attacks or weaknesses are actually can also be argued to be humanity.
Yeah, like trusting and, stuff like that. Yeah, like good qualities in people, but bad qualities in employee. Yeah.
Fearless, curious. Those are good things.
Mm-hmm. But not at work. Not at work.
Yeah, true.
Do you have a favorite life hack?
Life hack.
Mm-hmm.
I was just watching TV the other day and I saw someone put toothpaste on a oh man, I shouldn't say this.
Are you about to say on a headlight on your car?
Oh
to
no.
make it clean? Oh, okay.
Here's a life hack. You put snow over your license plate for when you go through the
Easy pass thing.
The ones that take a picture of your plate and send you a ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Just put some snow on there. Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty good.
No big deal.
Yeah.
That I'll go with that.
Okay. We might have to add a disclaimer.
Do you have a
man, a life hack? Honestly, I wish a life hack was anytime I wanted to know something, I could just yell Jeremy at the ceiling and he would Google it or whatever for me. That would be pretty awesome. Oh my gosh.
That'd be so cool.
He's got a life.
Like an Alexa in your head.
Yeah. I mean, we got to be moving that. We got to be moving that way. I feel like that'll be Elon Musk will come out with it, in like 2 months.
Email Elon Musk, Jeremy.
Yep.
Let him know you're available.
I think Thomas just needs a new intern.
We don't do interns around here.
Possibly. Jeremy, what's your favorite life hack?
Favorite life hack? Oh gosh. I have no idea. I'm constantly in search for a life hack. I don't know.
You just
search.
I was on the show Hack My Life on True TV.
Ooh.
You just made me go back to that question. Just so you know, I played a guy that slipped and fell in a puddle of dog piss. That was my role. And the hack that they were demonstrating in that scene was, I think, to use like a cabbage, like a cold, I'm not going to remember, like a cabbage or something as like an ice pack. Because like I'd hurt my ankle because I slipped in. It was really weird. Anyway, sorry.
Interesting.
I feel like I've really gone off the rails a couple of times here on you, Thomas. Hey, I'm sorry. You asked me one question. I like blacked out, and then I was talking about a rollerblade movie that.
Airborne, for anybody who's just tuning in.
You gotta watch Airborne. If you take one thing away from this, go watch Mitchell Goosen. Get transplanted from sunny California, where he's a surfing, rollerblading, carefree guy, to I think Minnesota.
Yeah, I want to say
cousin Wiley, played by
cousin
Seth Green. Fish out of water story.
Man, we're gonna have to do a follow-up episode with Seth Green. Just ask him about his time on Airborne.
You should. Great movie.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Tag him on Twitter. Hey, Seth Green, we have a cybersecurity podcast if you want to come on.
Anyway, our last episode, we talked at length about the movie Airborne.
Yeah. What shampoo do you use?
Most recently Head and Shoulders charcoal.
But yeah, I mean, that's all that I really had, questions and stuff for you, Drew. Again, thank you for stopping by. Is there anything you'd kind of want to promote or anything right now while you're here besides, I guess, more human error videos? Is there anything we can check out that you're in?
No, keep an eye out for Adventures in Success. It's a film that should be coming out pretty soon. You can check me out on Instagram at Drew Freed. All the weird stuff I put up there. And that's it. All links are safe.
Yeah.
Open everything. Click anything.
Mm-hmm.
As Human Air says, trust each other, If someone has kind eyes, let them in your building.
Yeah. Man, Human Air really does have some good, poignant, like trust people and
sharing is caring.
Yeah.
Share your information.
Yeah. Just forward those passwords along. Don't worry about it.
We're all the same.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay. Well, thanks again, Drew, for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Hopefully everybody else enjoyed the episode as much as I did. And we'll definitely have to have you back in the studio for sure. Maybe do some other stuff as well while you're here.
Can't wait, man. I hope so.
All right. Thanks, Drew.
Yeah. Thank you.